everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my skincare routine, and while I'm always kind of like tweaking it here and there and trying new products, I generally have a set of products that I've been using for a while now. So I thought I would share that with you, and if that sounds interesting, just stay tuned and we'll get right into it. So the first thing you want to do before you jump into starting a skincare routine and buying products and all of that is take a second and look at your skin. Figure out what kind of skin you have and what areas you want to work on. So when I was first getting into skincare, I knew I wanted to focus on preventing breakouts because I have acne prone skin. I also had combination skin, so I'd have dry patches in some areas and then I was oily in my T-zone, which makes it really hard to find a good foundation because, you know, your foundation is clinging to your dry spots, but then you're getting oily in others, so it's really hard to work with having combination skin. And I also had some other kind of like texture issues, like just bumps or like enlarged pores around just like my inner cheeks here that I wanted to kind of work on. So the first thing that I'll mention is my face wash. So I use the Clinique Acne Solutions Cleansing Foam, and I've been using this for probably 4 or 5 years now. Like, I have really stuck with it, and I have tried like quite a few others here and there. I just actually finished using the Murad, I think it's a time release acne cleanser, which is pretty expensive. It's like 40 bucks or so, which I did like. And then a little while before that I used like the Philosophy, that like cult favorite, the Philosophy Take Off the Day or whatever it is, cleansing cleanser. But I always go back to this. This is what works best for me for preventing breakouts. And it's Clinique, so it's not like super cheap, but I find it reasonable. I think it's $25-ish, so that's not bad if you compare it to the Murad one, which I think I spent $42 on. And while the Murad one did work, I find that I get like equally good results from using this one. So for the price, I will stick with this one here. So this one is fantastic. I use it twice a day. I always wash my face in the morning when I get up. It's like brushing my teeth. Like, I can't go out the door if I haven't like washed my face. It just feels so gross. So I use this in the morning, and then whenever I am taking my makeup off during the day, whenever that is, like sometimes it's afternoon or night or whatever, and then if I'm not wearing makeup that day, I'll just wash my face before I go to bed. So I try to only use this twice a day because it is an acne preventing product. It does have products in it that'll dry your skin out, so I only use this twice a day. And it is like a foaming cleanser, which I usually find foaming cleansers really drying on my skin. But this one is the only one that doesn't do that for me. Like, it doesn't dry out my skin too much. But I would say if you're starting out with pretty dry skin, this might not work for you. You could give it a go, but just because foaming cleansers tend to be a little more drying than creamy ones. But the other reason I really like this too is that even though I use products to take off the makeup off of my face before I use my cleanser, I find that this does a good job at getting off the little bits that you kind of always miss. So this is like a die-hard product for me. Like, every time I run out of this, like, I am out to the store to buy it. And yeah, so the Clinique Acne Solutions Cleansing Foam. Because generally if I have makeup on, I'm using products to remove most of my makeup before I go in with my face wash. So the two products that I use for that are also both Clinique, which is really strange. I'm not like die-hard for Clinique or whatever, but like these products just seem to work for me really well. So the Clinique Take the Day Off Makeup Remover, like in the liquid, the little bottle here, I use this for removing my eye makeup. I just put it on a little like cotton swab or whatever, and it does an awesome job at taking off all of your eye makeup. And then for like my face makeup, to get rid of like my foundation and all that stuff, I use the Clinique Take the Day Off Cleansing Balm. Like, this is amazing. I only started using this a couple months ago. Before that, I always just like went in with my face wash generally and tried to get all the makeup off with that. But like, once you start using one of these cleansing balms, it takes off your makeup like so well before you even go in with your face wash. Like, you'll never go back. Like, this is amazing. So when I first started using it though, I wasn't using it properly and I was like, oh, this sucks. But you really have to follow the instructions on on the container. So I always take like a scoop of it. It's like a weird, like white solid there. So I take like a scoop of it and I rub it on dry skin first. Like when I was first using it, I was wetting my face and then going in with it, and I wasn't getting like a good effect. So I take a little bit, rub it on my face while it's still dry, and then after I have it all over my face and kind of rubbed in a little bit, I'll take a little bit of water, put it in my hands, and then start working it into my face. And you can just feel like the makeup like coming off with the balm, and then I just like rinse my face with water before I go in to use my cleanser, and it's like you've already gotten off like 85% of your makeup by this point, which like really gives your cleanser the ability to really get contact with your skin and do the job that it's supposed to do, and it's not like fighting with makeup to, you know, get to your skin. So those two are also like die-hard staples for me. So in terms of moisturizing, I don't have like an absolute set product that I always stick with. The good thing about Sephora and their samples is that I feel like they're always giving out like moisturizer samples and deluxe samples, and especially in like the points kits that you can buy, like the 500 point perks or 100 point ones. So I usually just grab whatever I have like a sample of, which like I must have like 10 that I could use right now. And then just kind of use that. But it's really important to be moisturizing. Even if you have oily skin, you need to be moisturizing, because it's like one of the best ways to help prevent or delay wrinkles. And B, if you have oily skin and you're just trying to constantly dry out your skin and not hydrating it, you're just going to end up producing more oil and you're going to end up being oilier. So make sure you're moisturizing at least once a day for all skin types, if not more. So right now I'm using the Clinique Dramatically Different Moisturizing Lotion. I got this in one of the little 500 point perk kits, I think, that came out a while ago. And I actually really like this moisturizer. If I was going to end up buying a moisturizer, if I ran out of samples, this would probably be what I would buy. It's really good. So it's light enough that you can put it on in the morning and it sinks into your skin, and you can put makeup on top of it, but it actually does a really good job at moisturizing as well. So I love this one. I usually moisturize day and night before bed, or at least before night at minimum. And then I use like a little eye cream every night. This is something that I should probably start doing in the day before I start doing my makeup, but I just like cannot seem to remember to fit it into my like routine, so I don't know. And this is the Clinique All About Eyes Rich, All About Eyes Rich, that's just what it's called. It seems like it ends a little bit strangely, but it's basically an eye cream, so it's supposed to help depuff and moisturize, and it's just this nice little consistency there. It's like, it's really nice. It feels a lot like the Dramatically Different facial moisturizer, but just a little bit less liquidy, and it feels so nice. It's another one of those that like does a good job moisturizing but isn't like heavy or oily feeling, and because I can't stand really heavy moisturizers, I have a hard time keeping them on my face. I want something that moisturizes really well but doesn't feel awful on my face. So that's what I'm using there. And then in the morning, sometimes if I will forget to moisturize, I have the Too Faced Hangover RX facial primer, which is like awesome for moisturizing. Like if you haven't put moisturizer on yet, but you're already about to do your makeup and you're like, oh God. So I use this in place of moisturizer sometimes, or if my skin is feeling a little bit dry. Do I think it does an awesome job at like, you know, smoothing your skin or like minimizing pores or, you know, the longevity of your makeup? No, I think it's basically just like a moisturizer, like a really light moisturizer. But I do like it. It does go well with makeup. It's not like something that like you put foundation over on top and you're like, oh, this feels a little bit off. So I really enjoyed it. It's a little bit pricey, but I don't use it every day, so it has lasted me a while. So the next two products I use are kind of things that I just use as I need them. So the first one is the EradiKate, and this is basically like a spot treatment. So you take a Q-tip, you dip it in. There's like two layers. There's like a pink layer, and then you've got like a clear layer of like something. I think it's got alcohol in it. And you basically just dot it right on your breakout. I usually do it, let it dry in a couple minutes, and then I go to bed like that and wash it off in the morning. And in the morning you'll notice that your breakout is like less red, it's smaller, it's drier. It basically just helps your breakouts to heal faster. I mean, it's nothing like crazy where like you go to bed and then the next morning you never know you had a pimple there, but it does really cut down in the time that it takes breakouts to heal. So I love this, and it's I think $20 or $30, so it's a little bit pricey up there, but like you're not going to be using this like all the time really. So this has lasted me such a long time because you're only using such a small amount each time you use it. And the second product I use when I've got dark spots from like old acne scarring, and this is supposed to help lighten them. So this is the Kiehl's Clearly Corrective Dark Spot Solution. And it comes in this little bottle here, and you get like a little, oh my gosh, can I open it? Like a little dropper. And I just take like a drop or two. You don't need much of this at all. And usually I get like scarring on my cheeks there is where I notice it. So I'll put a little bit of that on morning and night. And within like a week or two, I can notice that it's really lightened, if not gotten rid of the dark spots like entirely. So this is also a little bit pricey, but it's something that like you use so little of, again, that it'll last you a long time. So the next couple products that I use in my skincare are like essential. So, and it's exfoliators. So I use two different kinds of exfoliators, generally like a more mild one that I can use. I want to use it every day, but I usually end up using one every second day or so, and then once a week or so I'll go in with like a harsher product that like can really get all the dead skin off my face. And if you've got dry patches or dry skin or texture issues, you need to be exfoliating regularly. That's how you're going to get those dry patches off and get new hydrated skin. And it makes a world of difference exfoliating. So the first one I have right here is the St. Ives Even and Bright Pink Lemon and Mandarin Orange Scrub. This one is actually just okay. I just tried this out for the first time. I bought it probably a month ago. And it has a moderate exfoliating factor. So they have it in gentle, moderate, and deep. I wish I had bought the deep one, because even though I don't want like a super harsh exfoliator every day, I find this one just a little bit too mild for me, but it is okay and I will use it up. I just probably won't repurchase it. And then the other one I use is the one I use probably once a week or so, and right now I'm using the Kate Somerville ExfoliKate Intense Exfoliator. This stuff is amazing. It's like the greatest exfoliator ever. It's like this green little like, you know, gunk, and it's got like these heavy scrubbers in it that really take off all the dead skin from your face. My face always feels amazing after I use this product, but the huge downside is the price on this. It's like, I think it's like somewhere between like $80 and $100 for like the regular size bottle of it. So I buy like the little deluxe, they're almost like a deluxe size sample. They're like still like $25 or something like for this. So it's a really pricey product, and I just can't bring myself to like go out and spend that huge chunk of cash on like the full size bottle. So I stick with these, and you also, I find, can find samples of it in some of the Sephora kits that they put out, or you can use your points to redeem like little sample sizes. So I've kind of gotten those enough that I haven't ever like been out of this for any long length of time, but it is really pricey but really works great. Okay, so next we're getting into like my favorite part of skincare, and it's like face masks. I love doing face masks. Like I just find it so relaxing, and like I love putting something on my skin that I know is just like so good for it and helping it to look better. And anyways, like I'm a mask junkie, so even though you hear like me saying that like sometimes I'll use like 2 masks a night and stuff like that, like you don't have to go that far in your skincare routine. That's just what I like doing. But I will show some of my favorite masks with you so you can pick them up if you think that they would help your skin as well. So I always have on hand the Peter Thomas Roth masks. I have 4 of them here right now. So these are the 4 that I have. I actually don't have right now the one that I love the most, and it's like the pumpkin enzyme. exfoliator one. It's orange. It comes in a little orange container. It has like really harsh scrubbies. That's what I like using when I don't have the Kate Somerville ExfoliKate. But it also is really expensive on its own. But the good thing about Peter Thomas Roth is that very often they put out big kits where you can get 3, 4, 5, 6 of the like, these are like not the smallest size but not the largest size. These are like the middle ground size where you can get a bunch of them for like a fairly decent price. Because like I think that mask on its own is like $70 something, so, which is sad. Although during the Sephora sale is usually where I try to like pick one of these kits up, and the kits that they had this year didn't have the pumpkin enzyme scrub in them. So I did get one with these 4 in it, and I really love 3 of these. One of these I can take, I'll talk about it in a second. So maybe we'll start with the one that I like don't love, but it's okay. So it's the Irish Moor Mud Purifying Black Mask. So this is supposed to be like purifying, decongesting, hydrating. It's like this black mask in here, but it's not a clay mask. It doesn't dry down, but I think it's supposed to basically do the same thing as a clay mask without being as drying, because it doesn't dry down on your face. I don't love it. Like I don't notice any real results when I use this. I will say like my skin does feel like hydrated, but if I'm using the kind of mask that's supposed to purify and stuff like that, like I'll stick with a clay mask. I just prefer those. But this one came in the kit, so I'll continue to use it, but it's not my favorite. The next one is the 24 karat gold Pure Luxury Lift and Firm Mask. Like this one is so beautiful. Like look at it. It's like gold in a jar. It's like enough to make me want to buy it, even like if it did nothing for me. And this one is supposed to help lift and firm. I mean, I'm 27, so I don't need like a ton of lifting and firming yet, but you're really never too young to kind of like start doing preventative skincare to kind of, you know, keep wrinkles at bay for a little bit longer than they usually start happening. So I do love this mask. I do feel a little bit like, you know, firmer after I use it, but it's not something that I would go out and like repurchase regularly, but I did enjoy it being in this kit. And then the other 2 that I really like is the Rose Stem Cell Bio Repair Gel Mask. So this is supposed to help with like regenerating cells in your skin, keeping it healthy, isolates and replicates 5 perfect reparative rose stem cells. So like also really beautiful. Like look at that cute little pink jar. I love it. It's so pretty. And this one and the next one I'm going to talk about, you can actually put in the fridge and use them cold, and they're like even more like nice feeling on the skin because you get like they're nice and cool. I just love it. So I love putting this one on. I basically put it on for like 10 minutes or so, and then you just rinse it off with water. None of these dry down. So you just rinse them off with water after, and you can use these a couple times a week. And my skin feels so moisturized and soft and smooth after I use this mask. Like I love this. If you've got dry skin, you should definitely check this mask out. And the last one is the green one. So the Cucumber Gel Mask, which is like refreshing, cooling, moisturizing, calming. And it's supposed to kind of be a little bit detoxifying as well. This one I also really like. This is my favorite one to put into, oh my god, I can't get the white thing off the top. This is my favorite one to like put into the fridge and use really cool. And it's got this like really good kind of cucumbery smell to it. It's like very spa-like when you put this on. And once again, like my skin feels really moisturized and plump and nice after I use this. So I always keep those Peter Thomas Roth masks kind of in circulation and use at least 3 or 4 of them like once a week at minimum. Sometimes I'll use more than one in one night depending what I'm doing. And then the next kind of mask that I use is, I always love having like a clay mask. So right now I'm using the Kiehl's Rare Earth Deep Pore Cleansing Mask. We just recently got a Kiehl's in Halifax. Like we never had the store before, so there was nowhere I could really buy Kiehl's unless I was like looking online and all this stuff. So I wanted to try a couple other products out. This one's not bad for price. It's $32, which is, you know, kind of up there if you just think about it, but like if you know skincare, like skincare can get way up there in price, so $32 to me doesn't seem too bad. It's just this little gray mask here. It's nice. You put it on your skin, leave it for 10 minutes or so, wash it off with a warm face cloth, and I do feel like it kind of like helps to close my pores and suck out any excess oils that are there. Also really love this one. And I just repurchased this one from Lush, the Mask of Magnum Minty. Like, this is another cult classic. It's like this really cool green, weird looking, like naturally, it just looks like super natural to me, which obviously is like, you know, what Lush is known for. And this is really good for breakout prevention. You put it on, I leave it on for about 10 minutes or so, it dries down, I wash it off, and it's also got these little like solid particles. I don't know exactly what they are, so when I'm washing it off, I try to use those to do like a little bit of extra exfoliating when it comes off. My face feels awesome after this. This is a mask that I can live without because I hadn't owned this in probably 6 months or so before I just rebought it, but I do really like when I have it. And it now comes in the self-preserving like formula. Like, that was the only thing with Lush masks before, is that like you gotta always be using them. You can't forget about them because they go bad so quickly. So every once in a while I was like, like I just can't get through these masks like before they, you know, expire or whatever. But now that it's in the self-preserving containers, like that is awesome. And that is like, that will probably get me to continue buying these. Okay, so the next mask is like my absolute favorite mask of all time. I hate when I run out of this mask, but like once again, it's Glam Glow, right? So really pricey on its own. And I actually just ordered this during the Sephora 20% off sale. It's a little holiday kit, so I spent $69, oh no, that was US, $79 Canadian, and it's supposed to be a $174 value. So you know what, like hold out for the Glam Glow mask until you can get them in little kits like this, and it makes the cost like a lot better. So the mask I'm talking about is the Super Mud Clearing Treatment, the white mask, the clay one that dries down. And like as it dries down, you can see like the little bits of oil on your face surfacing and the mask kind of like pulling it out. It's like incredible to watch. I remember when this mask kind of like hit YouTube and everybody was using it and loving it. And like, I think that's one of the few things that even after the big hype that people are still buying and regularly using, because it is a fantastic mask. Like, it's incredible. So that is my skincare routine. I hope you guys enjoy seeing all the products that I use and maybe got some ideas for yourself to try out. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you guys next time. I hope you're having a great week, and I'll see you soon. Bye!